SimplyFun has a number of fun reading and language games for a variety of ages. Lily Pond is for ages 4 and up and works on letter recognition, reading, and spelling. Players move their frogs across the lily pond to collect the next letter on their word cards, saying out loud the names of the letters as they pass them. The first person to get through the 3 word cards wins the game. Pass the Ruby Roo is for ages 5 and up and is a starting letter sound game. Players work together at the same time to think of a word that fits the category revealed by the dice roll and starts with the letter next to Ruby Roo. Once they have an answer, they shout, "Pass the Ruby Roo," and say the word they came up with. For example, the S in the category food could be sausage or sandwich. Clover Leap is a sentence building game for ages 5 and up. Players move their sheep ponds to collect clover tiles and build silly sentences by arranging them in order of the colors shown. Beware of the dog because he scatters the sheep across the board. Letter Slide is a spelling game for ages 7 and up that's also great for adults. Flip over a new card and start the timer. Players then search for as many letters as they can to fill out the words that start or end in the letters shown on the card. For example, bell, pole, dill. When the time is up, players choose one of the letters they found to place on their slide boards. The first person to fill their board wins the game. Pickles Pigtails is a creative storytelling game for ages 6 and up. A great memory workout, Pickles moves along the board, adding and deleting parts of the story. When Pickles lands on a space with a green arrow, a new card is drawn and added to the story, but the player who adds it must first tell the story without forgetting any of the details. Here, our story is about a knight who was hungry, so he spotted some leafy greens, but they were way out of his reach, so he found a ladder and climbed it to reach them. The next card drawn is a pair of glasses. What would you add to the story? Linkity is a fast-paced word association game where players work to get rid of all the cards in their hand first. When someone plays a letter, they must shout out the word that starts with that letter and that associates with the previous card played. For example, J has been played for jelly, so P might be played next for peanut butter, and then C for cup, as in peanut butter cup. Word Bits is another great group game for ages 8 and up. The card drawn shows the number of letter dice that must be rolled. Players try to think of a word in the category shown that includes all the letters rolled and in any order. For example, anything about the home with the letters G, R, and E could be the word garage. The first person to think of and shout out a word gets to keep that card and score the points. Attributes is a drawing game that gets players thinking about how to use adjectives creatively. 3 cards are drawn, from which the active player must choose 2. Then a picture that can be described by the cards they have chosen is what they draw. Other players try to guess first what picture is being drawn. If they guess correctly, both the guesser and the drawer score points. Here the player has chosen the words sharp and light, and drawn a needle which is both sharp and light. What would you draw that uses the words sharp and light? Eye to Eye is the first game that was ever produced by SimplyFun. Designed for ages 10 and up, players think of 3 words that fit the category drawn before the timer runs out. Once the timer is done, players reveal the words they've written, and any unique words earn a penalty block, so you want to think as much like the other players as possible. For example, things you stretch might include rubber bands, gum, and muscles. These are just a few of the many SimplyFun games that work on reading and language skills. Which ones look like a great fit for your family?